So as I record this video, it's actually June 2nd, and it's actually the release date of the movie Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I have not seen it yet, but I do plan to see it tomorrow. So I'm very excited for it. I'm hearing great things from the people that went on day one, which was actually technically last night. And yeah, I'm super stoked for it. I loved the first movie. I think everyone did. And I have yet to really find my favorite Miles figure from that movie, and I'm hoping this is gonna be it. Now the Marvel Legends one is great. I love it. So I guess technically I do like that one. I did buy the Mafex one and I got rid of it, and I never got the Sentinel Miles, but I did get the Sentinel Peter B. Parker, which is absolutely amazing, and I might backtrack to get that Sentinel Miles. But first I want to take a look at this one because this might be a more cheaper alternative. So it's either this, the Marvel Legends, or the Sentinel release from the first movie. So let's check it out. Here we have the front of the box, and I've noticed that Tamashii Nation has been updating their seal of authenticity and making it very small now, so it's not so glaring and like in the way of the box. So that's pretty cool. They could put it on the side like Mafex does. That way it doesn't really uh, make it look bad on the front for the mint on card collectors out there. But I'm gonna open this. I don't really care. But keep note that they did change it, so don't think that this is a fake, because they really didn't even announce it. They just started doing it. So if you see a big seal and you see a small seal, they're both legit from Tamashii Nation. So very interesting that they went this route, and it's not like it's holographic or anything either. It's just like a regular sticker. So that's pretty interesting. I feel like this is easier to fake. But here's the back side right there. And then here's the other side right there. Let's crack this thing open. I'm pretty excited. Alright, so here he is, and I'm digging this a lot, man. I love the stylized design here, the animated stylized sculpt here. This is what makes this figure look very good. It looks almost as good as the Sentinel versions. But I do have my gripes for it. Of course, it's not perfect. First and foremost, he comes with a base, which is cool. A base and stand. It's been a while since I've seen one of those packed in with one of the S.H.Figuarts figures, so it's cool. And this one's, specifically for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse right there. And moving on to the figure, at first glance, looks great. I like it a lot. Super thin, slim. I mean, very, very slim. So that's where the unique style comes into play there. One thing that's very jarring to see, or what I'm looking at here, is the arms. The arms are ridiculously long. I mean, that is crazy. I don't know. I can't get used to it. I feel like they're longer than the legs. Like that is insane length on those arms. And I get he's kind of stretched. You see how his abdominal area is very stretched. He's like being pulled. Like he is stretched right now. So if you can get used to that, you're gonna like it. But those arms are pretty crazy. Now what's cool about this, he comes with two separate portraits. Here we have a Miles Morales unmasked smiling face, and then we have a more normal neutral face. These look pretty good. I literally just opened my Sentinel Peter B. Parker, so I looked at those head sculpts and these look like crap next to that one, but I think it's because I just opened it and I'm still gushing over how great the Sentinel Peter B. Parker is. I'm very late in the game with that one. I literally just opened it. I've had it in pack for a while now, and I just got around to opening it for this review. And yeah, these are great, but it really shows the difference between the quality of S.H.Figuarts and Sentinel, and why the Sentinels are so ridiculously expensive. But those head sculpts are still good, don't get me wrong. So again, very cool. We get two unmasked head sculpts, and with those unmasked head sculpts, we get an alternate neck, so that his neck is showing with the unmasked heads. We also do get alternate eyes to make it look more wider right here. And the way this works is it just really just pops right off from the face like that. And pull the other one off, and they should be able to plug in just like that. And you can see how wide open these are. So these are like a more surprised expression for Miles. The figure itself comes with open hands. As you see, they're pretty calm open hands. Then we get these more dramatic open hands right here, like he's about to grab something. Another set of open hands here. Fingers are straight this time. Then we get our web slingers, of course. And then lastly, we get our web holding hands right there. And of course, he does come with webs to hold. And there are these white ones here that Tamashi's used before. Not a fan of these, but it's alright. It's better than nothing. I wish they were bendy wires. And then here is just a regular straight one. This one goes around his wrist. And then there's a shorter version of that one right here to go around his wrist. And then lastly, if you want to count this as an accessory, we have this little plastic piece to, I guess, help with the eyes. I don't know why we get this. We don't really need this. All right, here's a good look at him with his unmasked head sculpt and neck right there attached. Looking very good. I mean, it's hard to display these figures masked when they have such very cool portraits. And I always have a difficulty in deciding which way I'm going to display figures when it comes to unmasked or masked. But you guys tell me how you guys are going to display it. Overall, the sculpt on the hair is pretty dope. I like it. I like the way they sculpted his haircut and his face. It looks good. It looks just like he does in the movie. So pretty cool. As for the figure itself, I did mention how slim and skinny he is, like extremely slim and skinny. So be careful with these joints. He does have some texture on him, so that's a cool detail. And the paint job is done well. This one does come from the China factory, and it doesn't have any QC issues, so that's good to see. Alright, so let's check out his articulation, see how agile and posable he is. So the head sits on a barbell peg. He looks up, he looks down, pretty good. The neck, of course, helps with the articulation there, left and right. Pretty much all the range you would want out of the head sculpt. Arms are going to go forward, all the way up, all the way around. In and out, pretty deep. I mean, check it out. The range is incredible, so really can't complain here. The shoulder, like, look at this. So we got a pretty deep extension on the shoulder butterfly joint. It's crazy in the shoulder socket, and you can see how the arm can droop down, it goes up like that. I mean, pretty much all the motion you would want out of a Spider-Man. There's a bicep swivel. There is a double jointed elbow that bends all the way up. There's a wrist swivel and a ball jointed hinge at the wrist, as well as a torso diaphragm joint and a waist ball joint swivel and forward and back. A little stiff, but it does move. Arms are going to kick forward about that far. They go back down. They go in and out about this far. We do get a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees kick all the way back. He doesn't kick himself in the behind though, but it does go this far. Then we have an ankle hinge, ankle rocker, and then there's a ankle swivel as well as a toe hinge at the foot. So definitely not as much range as Sentinel. It's incredible how much range the Sentinel figure still gets on the Peter B. Parker that I have. Like I said, I don't have Miles, so I can't really speak on that one. But what that figure did have that's similar to this is some crazy arms. Well, not as crazy as this one, but the hands really were kind of crazy on that Sentinel Peter B. Parker. If I can get this guy to stand, I can grab him. So I don't believe that these are in scale. I think Miles should be shorter. So like I said, this figure is kind of like stretched a little. But if you wanted to display him next to Peter B. Parker from your Sentinel release, then you could, and this is what it would look like. They're about the same height, although Miles still stands a little shorter. Maybe he grew in the second movie. I don't know. But one of my gripes with this figure was the enormous hand, the enormous open hand, at least. Like, that's ridiculous. I feel like it's the same thing here. The hand's big, but what really stands out are the of course, the arms, as I keep mentioning. So I'm really curious on what people think about that, because it's really crazy to me. Like, I keep looking at it, and it's like kind of bugging me more and more. So here he is next to the Marvel Legends Miles Morales from the first movie with the unmasked head, and you can see how much better the face sculpt looks like him on the S.H.Figuarts version. But you can also see how much taller it is, which is very weird to see because normally Marvel Legends scale bigger than S.H.Figuarts, but this is a very tall Miles Morales. Now, I did not get the Across the Spider-Verse wave of Marvel Legends just yet. I will get it. Definitely will get it, because I love these releases from the first movie from Marvel Legends. But I don't have them yet, so I can only compare our S.H.Figuarts Miles next to the older Legends versions. And here is Peter B. Parker right there. Next to Miles, he does stand taller. It's not a bad scale. But it's definitely not 100% there. So overall, I gotta say this figure is pretty darn awesome for what it is, for the price range. You know, considering the bar that Sentinel placed when they released theirs, it's a pretty high bar. I can clearly see that Tamashii took some inspiration out of Sentinel, because this is what they gave us, and it's very Sentinel-like. It reminds me of the Sentinel releases, and it's a really good offering. It really is. I'm curious to know what other people think about these figures, but they You know, so far with Miles, I do have Gwen. I haven't opened her yet, but so far with Miles, I'm pretty happy with this release. And yeah, he's standing on his own right now on his tippy toes, right there. So pretty cool looking figure, and I'm very excited for Gwen now. So let's check it out on the next review. Stay tuned for that one. Let me know your thoughts on this one in the comment section below. Leave a like while you're there, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, everyone, take care, take it easy, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.